Today, we're delving into one of the most audacious and ingenious cons of the 20th century, the Eiffel Tower Scam of 1925, orchestrated by the infamous con artist Victor Lustig. Victor Lustig was born in 1890 in Austria-Hungary, and by the time he was an adult, he had already established himself as a master con artist. He traveled across Europe and the United States, pulling off various scams and cons. But it was in Paris in 1925 that Lustig executed his most famous scheme. The Eiffel Tower, built for the 1889 Exposition Universelle, was originally intended to be a temporary structure. By the 1920s, it had become an iconic symbol of France, but maintaining it was costly. Lustig saw an opportunity in the growing discontent over the tower's upkeep. In the spring of 1925, Lustig posed as a high-ranking government official from the Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs. He forged official-looking stationery and documents to lend credibility to his role. He then sent letters to the city's top scrap metal dealers, inviting them to a confidential meeting to discuss a business proposition. At the meeting, held in a luxurious hotel, Lustig told the dealers that the French government had decided to sell the Eiffel Tower for scrap metal. He explained that the costs of maintenance were too high, and that the decision was made in secrecy to avoid public outcry. The dealers were intrigued but skeptical. To further his ruse, Lustig took the dealers on a tour of the Eiffel Tower, presenting himself as the legitimate authority overseeing the sale. His charm and apparent official status convinced them of the legitimacy of the deal. Among the dealers, one stood out: André Poisson. Poisson was relatively new in the business and eager to make a name for himself with a major deal. Lustig sensed his vulnerability and targeted him. Lustig spun a tale of needing a quick sale to avoid bureaucratic delays and hinted at a need for a bribe to secure the deal. Poisson took the bait, handing over a significant sum of money to Lustig. With the money in hand, Lustig and his partner, Dan Collins, quickly fled to Vienna. Poisson, realizing he had been duped, was too embarrassed to report the scam to the authorities. Lustig's gamble had paid off. He had sold the Eiffel Tower without anyone realizing it was a scam. A month later, he returned to Paris and attempted to pull off the same scam again. This time, however, the prospective buyer grew suspicious and reported Lustig to the police. Lustig managed to escape arrest, but his days in Paris were numbered. Lustig continued his life of crime, eventually moving to the United States, where he ran numerous other scams. His exploits earned him a place in the annals of criminal history. He was eventually arrested in 1935 for counterfeiting and sentenced to 20 years in Alcatraz, where he died in 1947.